finding it difficult to get back to how he or she used to be. He's losing hope that, let me just see. Say you made a wrong financial decision, or a wrong relationship, or a wrong business move, or even a wasted season, and suddenly your money is gone, your time is gone, your confidence is gone. Some mistakes you make in life that you know that if you ever get the chance to do that kind of thing again, you will not do it. You will not do it. And then you start asking yourself, will I ever recover from this? Will I ever come out of this situation? But I've come to announce to you today the word of God in Joel chapter number 2 and verse 25, which says that I will restore the years that the locust has eaten. The years that the locust has eaten. God does not just restore things, He restores years. He can compress all you've lost, and it will now look as if no, you did not lose anything at all. I kid you not. I kid you not. I have a story of someone who I know who for about 10 years of his life, he felt like it was a waste of time. Waste of time. But in the next 2 years, after that 10 years, this is one I know personally. So this is not I read situation, or I saw. I know this person. In the next 2 years, after the 10 years he had wasted, he amassed all that he could have gotten in 10 years. He got them in those 2 years. He recovered all. He recovered all. Let's remove the illusion this morning. Because someone is thinking now, oh, this does not apply to me. This is not my own business. But I dare say to you that over 63% of Nigerians are living below the poverty line. They are poor today. Over 80% of Nigerian youths are unemployed. 80 million rather, Nigerian youths, which is about 53%, are unemployed. There's a study I read that says that financial literacy is the major cause of poverty and poor decisions. Financial literacy, low financial literacy, is the major cause of the poor decisions that people make. So, people are not just suffering, they are actually suffering from wrong decisions, lack of information, pressure-driven mistakes. Do you understand what I'm saying this morning? So, you are not where you are because of life alone, because life just happened. Many times you are where you are because of one or two major mistakes you've made. Because of one or two major mistakes you've made. There was a man who had the opportunity of traveling out, but he felt he wasn't ready. He needed to do this, he needed to do that. And then he thought, oh, the opportunity will come again. And when he felt he was ready, he started trying to apply, and he was just never given visa. Just never given visa. Year 1, year 2, year 3, until he got tired and just gave up completely. His life is not any better than it should, because he felt he's lost his golden opportunity. These are the mistakes we are talking about. But the good news is this: no matter your own situation, you can still come out of it. No matter the kind of mistakes you have made, you can still come out of it. There are kind of mistakes that are based on ignorance. And sometimes we can't blame you for it. You didn't know better. Because if you did know better, you would do better. You would have done better. So you make the mistake of entering the wrong business. You made the mistake of investing in the Ponzi scheme, for instance. Oh, you thought those people who invest and get just about 15% in a whole year, they don't have sense, Abi. So you see someone who is telling you, I'll give you 30% in a month, and then you carry your whole money, your whole savings. You've worked for 5 years, and I carry that whole savings and dump it in the Ponzi scheme, expecting that after 30 days, you're going to get 30%. So say you put in let's say 100,000 naira. So you're expecting that after 30 days you have 130,000. Wow. Whereas for some other people, when they put in that 100,000, it's until after 12 months that they'll get 130,000. Even they'll even get up to that. Which investment scheme is going to give you 30%? That's a lot. You probably get between 18 to 21%. That's what you get. Some even you give you 7%, which is still something because your money is increasing. You are fighting against inflation. For some people, the decisions they made are emotional decisions. You knew, but you still let emotions control you. So you got into the wrong relationship. You fell for peer pressure. You bought things out of impulse. And you know yourself as I'm talking. You know this is me that they're talking about on the radio this morning. And you're done buying that thing. Then you look back and wish you did not buy it. You wish you did not make that decision. You wish you did not accept that man's proposal. You wish you did not get into that marriage, for instance. You wish you did not buy that car. You just wish. But at the time you were doing it, it was such a sweet decision to make. You rushed into it. Is somebody with me this morning? I'm trying to touch on the different kind of mistakes that people make so that you can identify yours. Because if you do not drill to the bottom of the reason you made the mistake, you will most likely repeat the mistake. And that takes me to number 3, the pattern-based mistakes. There are some mistakes that you keep making. Even if you tell yourself, no, I'm not going to do this thing anymore. The next opportunity you have, you go back into it. I mentioned the Ponzi scheme earlier. And there was MMM, there was CBEX, there were so many of them. And another one will still come. That's the truth. That is life. It will still come. And guess what? The same you that has lost money in these previous ones will still carry your hard-earned money that you've worked on, hard-earned money, and then put into the next one, thinking, oh, this time around I'll be very sharp. Pam, 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 enter fast, come out fast. Oh, Lord. Forgetting that at the point where you are hearing about the scheme, that investment, at that point, it is too late. Because those that will make money had made money before you heard about it. The people that are making money from it are the first set of people to enter it. If they've done that already, forget, now your money that they collect to pay others. So they are pattern-based mistakes. So you keep on doing it because you've not learned your lessons. You keep on going through the same financial cycle. You keep on going into the same relationship failure. So you attract a certain kind of man, or you attract a certain kind of woman, and then you say, oh, this woman is toxic, or this man is toxic, and you get out of the relationship. And then the next person you go for, the cycle repeats itself over again. The cycle repeats itself. Or you complain that your boss is too harsh, your boss is too wicked, your boss is this, you're going to leave the office, you're going to leave the job, and then you go into another job and see that after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months, the same process repeats itself. It's a pattern. And if you don't go to the root of the reason you are exhibiting those patterns, you will continue to exhibit them. You will continue. And it's not a curse. It's not any witchcraft. It's not any village people. They are just behavioral patterns that you have that cause you to attract certain things to your life. And until you break it. Hosea chapter number 4 and verse 6 says, my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. That's it. If you've listened long enough to this show, you would know how much I hammer on knowledge acquisition. Try to learn more. Try to know more. Try to know more. And it doesn't mean that the moment you know more, your life automatically becomes better. It just puts you in a better place to make better decisions. And when you make better decisions, you have better habits, the quality of the results you begin to see in your life gets better. Are you listening to me? Let me read this story. Popular parable of the lost son in the scriptures. Luke chapter number 15 and verse 11 to 32. I just want to bring something out of this. I want to bring out point out how someone can use his hand to destroy his own life. So I'm going to break this into 2 parts. I'm going to read the first part where he asked his father for stuff and then left, and then we're going to come back later to read the second part. So Luke chapter number 15 from verse 11. Let me read very fast. I don't have time in the studio now. It says, now Jesus was sharing the parable. I shared 2 earlier parables, and he's sharing this third one to further illustrate a particular point, right? But we're not going to that particular point. We just want to touch on this parable of the lost son. So he says, a man had 2 sons. The younger son told his father, I want my share of your estate now before you die. So his father agreed. Interestingly, the father agreed. The father did not argue with him. And that is how life works. Whatever you desire and demand of life, life will give to you. It doesn't matter if that thing you are demanding of life is what you deserve, is what you should have, is what you should be asking for. So far that is what you are asking for, that is what you get. So you don't get things because you deserve them. You get things because you asked for them. You get only what you ask for, not what you deserve. So if you check yourself now and look at the quality of your life, think back and see the quality of the things you've been asking for. Think about the quality of the decisions you've been making. Think about the quality of people you've been hanging around. Think about the quality of the books you've been reading, for instance. The quality of the TV shows, the movies, the songs, the places you've been going to. Think about the quality of these things and then compare them to the quality of the life you live and see if there's a difference. You get what you ask for, not what you deserve. Nobody, in fact, gives you what you deserve. Life won't give you what you deserve. Life gives you what you ask. So what you ask for is what you receive. Scripture says, ask and you shall receive. It shall be given unto you. Seek, you will find. So that was what happened to this guy. He thought, oh, Father, I want a part of my own inheritance. I do not want you to just die now and everything is gone like that. So his father did what? He gave it to him. Did not argue. Moving on this morning. So verse number 12 says, a few days later, the younger son packed all his belongings and moved to a distant land. He moved far away from where the father's control will be. You know those children where I'm now 18, I can do this by myself, then they leave the home and then, well, for many of them they succeed, but they will come back to tell you that their eyes see shaggy. Hey, moving on. He moved on to a distant land, and there he wasted all his money in wild living. He wasted all his money in wild living. About the time his money ran out, a great famine. See the way life works. When he still had money, there was no famine. Famine only began at the time when he had exhausted his money. So COVID happened at the time when you lost your job. COVID happened at the time when you were having marital crisis, and then you're going to be in the same house with a man who you guys were not even talking prior to that time. And COVID made the situation worse for you. And then the moment COVID was over, the marriage was completely over. Because COVID showed you that you had no marriage, you had no relationship in the first place. Is somebody listening to me this morning? So, about the time he ran out of money, a great famine swept over the land and he began to starve. So his situation went from fry pan to fire. He persuaded a local farmer to hire him, and the man sent him into the fields to feed pigs. The young man became so hungry that even the pods he was feeding the pigs looked good to him, but no one gave him what? Anything. His situation got so bad that the food when they give pig looked like, I can eat this thing too. He literally became a pig. I'm going to suspend that for a bit. I'm going to come back because from verse 17, it goes to the second part of this parable, and I want to suspend that until I share some things first. Let me move on. So, what are the things that lead to the costly mistakes that we make in life? Because there are certain things that lead. You don't just wake up and you just jump or stumble into making a mistake. So what leads most people into it? Number one, pressure. Pressure. Oh Lord. See, a lot of us have destroyed our lives by letting the pressure that we have no business being influenced by, affected by, to affect us. We make decisions based on the pressure, sometimes that are unspoken. You see people around you doing something and you tell yourself, I must do the same thing. Because all your friends have cars and you know that your income cannot give you a car yet you go and do what you ought not to do just to get a car. I must make it fast. Everybody's moving ahead. Pressure makes us as humans rush decisions. Decisions. Oh, I'm 30 years old now. All my mates are married and they already have children. Then I must be married. Then you run into the hands of the wrong man. Pressure makes you ignore wisdom. So people around you are saying, oh, calm down, don't do this, take your time. But because you can see others are doing it and you are wondering, why would others be doing it and you're telling me not to do it? So you ignore wisdom, you ignore the red flags, you ignore the signs that are telling you calm down, slow down. What is the point of having signs on the road telling you to drive at 60 kilometers, do at 80 kilometers? It's for your own good. It's not because of the road. If you have an accident, the road will the road be destroyed if you are driving probably a trailer, and then they'll fix it back, and somebody that passes the road will not even know something ever happened there, but you may never recover from it. So whenever you see signs that are telling you slow down, take it easy, it's not because they don't want you to acquire, it's because they love you. It's because they love you. So you bring a man home and then your father says, this man that I'm seeing, I'm not saying don't marry him, but hold on. Give it another 6 months. Give it another 12 months. Be patient. But you say, no, Daddy, you don't see what I'm saying. Daddy, you cannot see what I'm saying. And then you rush into it. Number 2, I mentioned earlier, is the lack of knowledge, aka ignorance. Ignorance. You don't know enough. And when you don't know enough, a school of thought says that half knowledge is even worse than no knowledge in some situations. Not knowing enough, just knowing a little can be dangerous, because that little will give you the facade of I know something, and then you go and act with the little knowledge you have, and then you make major mistakes that are irredeemable. So you don't understand how life works, you don't understand risks, you don't understand how to manage money, finances, you don't understand how to manage relationships, you don't understand anything, but you jump into everything. And then you make a mistake. Number 3, wrong association. I need to move on very fast this morning. Wrong association. I've said it time and time again. If you are in the company of fools, this is scripture, you are also a fool. See, there's no two ways to think about it. If you are the wisest among your clique of friends, it is a sign that you should leave that clique of friends to another place. Because very soon they will pull you. It's called the crab mentality. And they're not doing it because they hate you, because they're trying to make your life difficult. That is just what will happen. That is just how life works. You will fall down to the level of the average person in that group. So if you are the smartest amongst your friends, there is a problem. For some people, you ask them, oh, why are you not rolling with this? Say, oh, he's too proud just because he has this and I don't. That is the exact person you should be with. And it's a sign for you to let go of your ego and learn from the person who already has it. Let go of your ego and learn from the person who already knows what it is that you don't know, who is already doing what it is that you plan to do, who already has the thing that you never have or probably don't have yet. Proverbs chapter number 13 and verse 20 says, he who walks with the wise will become wise. Number 4, speed without structure. Sharp, pam, pam, no time, let's do this. Yes, I know. But sometimes you need to do what? Let there be direction first before there is speed. Because when there is speed without direction, it leads to destruction. You hear what I said? Where there is speed without direction, it leads to destruction. So let speed be secondary, let direction be primary. First, find out where it is you are headed before you move there. Because if you run in the wrong direction, you'd have wasted your time, you'd have wasted every other resource you have, and then it may be too hard to turn back. It may be too hard to make better decisions. Is somebody with me this morning? So there are certain personality types, or the kind of persons that make mistakes. People that are impulsive. You see something and you just do it. As a lady, you are walking past a shop and you see a nice bag. Look, oh, I like this bag. And just because you have some money in your account, you just go and buy it. Again, there is nothing wrong with it. It's your money, it's your decision. But then as an impulsive person, you are prone to making more mistakes than someone who is not an impulsive person. A wise man once said that if you feel like, oh, I need to buy this thing, they're trying to sell me this thing, let me buy it. He says, hold on for 72 hours. See if in 72 hours you are still interested in buying that thing as you were when you initially were introduced to it. Is somebody listening to me this morning? See if in 72 hours you still feel the same way about that thing. I personally, I practice it. I see something and I think, oh, this thing would be good. I chill, I hold on, I save the link. I have a page where I'll just copy the link of the stuff, or if it's something online, and I just save it there. And then I go back to it later to see if I'm still interested in it. Sometimes I just even add it to cart and leave it in the cart. And then I go back to it and I realize that you didn't actually need this thing. It was just an impulse. But because you have learned to hold on and not make sporadic decisions based on impulse. When you make impulsive decisions, it's usually lead to financial losses many times, because that money could have been added to the money you use for something more important. So the impulsive person will make wrong decisions. The emotional person will make wrong decisions. The procrastinator also will make wrong decisions. Because when you delay the right decision, the time for the execution of that decision passes. And then if you implement it after that time has passed, it will not give you the kind of result it ought to give you. And then you don't get the kind of... Do you understand what I'm saying? So if you are someone who always pushes things forward, when you ought to act, you don't act. Why? Because you are procrastinating. Because you just enjoy thinking about it but not doing it. So you miss opportunities, you waste years. There's certain things you ought to have done, but you tarry. You're waiting for the perfect situation to do it. Which leads me to number 4 kind of person, the overconfident person. Are you with me this morning? The person who feels he knows it all. Nobody can tell you anything. You are too overconfident. I started from the person who doesn't know. But now there's this person who knows a lot. In fact, knows too much. That you have what is called analysis paralysis. So you overthink all the stuff and you are so good at it that you avoid listening to advice. Someone comes and says, just do it, so just do it. But you say, no, I have to consider this factor, I have to consider that factor. You make major mistakes. Mistakes that you wouldn't have made if you just stop being too wise in your own sight. Proverbs chapter number 16 and verse 18 says that pride goes before destruction. Pride goes before a fall. And you stumble into mistakes. You make mistakes that takes you long time, years to recover from. So they are saying, no, don't marry that man, don't marry that woman. You say, no, that is the exact person. And then 3 years, 4 years, 5 years into it, you realize you've made a wrong decision and you can't even get out of it anymore. You can't even get out of it anymore. Go to school. You say, no, you want sharp money. You want sharp money. I'd rather go and open a shop. And then you open the shop and then someone, let me share this one. And I think I've shared before on the show. If you've listened long enough, you'd have heard the story of the particular village where they used to go miles to go fetch water from the stream. And then they will carry their vessels and go to the stream. Then one day the king of the town said, okay, we need to solve this problem. People walk long distances. By the time they return to town, they can't do anything. They can't do anything anymore. Their farmlands cannot. Do you understand? So he appointed 2 people. He says, I want you guys to be the ones to solve this problem of water. So guy number 1, he just got all the able men in the village, and then they did what? Carry big buckets. They went to the stream. They'll go there early in the morning to be supplying the villagers water. And then the guy number 2 thought, this thing is not sustainable. How long are we going to do this? People will fall sick, they can't do the work. The buckets will break. People will get tired. It's not productive. So he went out of the town. He went to study how water companies operate. He went to learn. And then he learned how to do it, came back to the town, built an infrastructure, using pipes and all those things, and he was able to make all the money that this one that rushed to start made. He made it in a short while. Somebody listen with me this morning. Now, let me tie this up. The truth is that recovery can be hard. In fact, recovery can take time, but it is also very, very possible. Scripture says that to everything there's a time and season. And I'm going to just share a framework that you can use. I'm going to share it briefly because I don't have time again. I have just a few minutes to go. A framework that you can use to ensure that you go back, get back on your feet, that you recover what you have lost, and then you never repeat those mistakes again. I'm going to share a framework. So you need to stick with me. Number one, you need to accept responsibility for what you did wrong. For many people, they don't accept responsibility. Everybody is at fault except them. The government is at fault. In fact, they'll say it's Tinubu, is the economy, is this. Yeah, we know those things can be true, but they are not absolutely the truth. The primary cause of the problems you have is you. The day you accept responsibility for it, you liberate yourself from the shackles that led you into that situation in the first place. So you need to accept responsibility. Number two, you need to process the pain. Don't suppress it. If you need to cry, cry. You lost huge money, it's okay, cry. You lost the business, it's okay, cry. You made the wrong decision, you traveled to the wrong place, you jackpot, and then you got there 2 years down the line, you've not found your foot, and you wish you did not go. It's okay. Process the pain, understand it. Number three, extract the lesson. I'm moving fast now, but don't worry, I've put together this thing for you. I'm going to share that at the end of the show if you're interested. So I've said number one is what? Accept responsibility. Number two is what? Process the pain. Number three is extract the lesson. Find out why that happened and what you are to learn from it. Number four is to rebuild what? Structure. Remember, the lack of structure is what led you to the mistakes. Now you're not going to act without structure. Now you are going to rebuild, but with a structure. Number five, action. Action. Galatians 6:9 says that do not grow weary. Do not grow weary in doing good, because in due season. Okay? I'm going to bring this to a close because I would like to take 1 or 2 calls this morning. I'd like to take 1 or 2 calls. Maybe I should just share how you can avoid future costly mistakes. I'll just go through them in a few seconds and move on. Number one, you have to slow down. I heard a phrase many years ago and it stuck with me. It says, make haste slowly. Make haste slowly. So you want to do that stuff, but you have to do it with caution. Do it carefully. Do it gently. Yes, you are rushing to achieve that thing, but do it. Pace yourself. Don't rush, and then go make the wrong decision. Number two, seek counsel. In the multitude of counsel, there is what? Safety. Number three, build systems, not emotions. Let your decisions be systems-based. Be fact-based, not emotions-based. Don't do things because you feel like them. Because you feel like them. Don't act based on your feelings every time. Oh, I feel like. You can be wrong. But build a system. The system can incorporate your feeling, but the decision is not based on the feeling. The decision is based on the system. Number four, build financial intelligence. Build financial intelligence. Number five, control your what? Your environment. Your circle determines your thinking, your outcomes. Are you with me this morning? I have just few minutes to get out of the studio. So, is there hope? Yes, there is hope. The same mistake you've made that has broken you is the same mistakes many people have made before you and they've come out of it. So you are going to build a practical plan to come out of these mistakes, no matter how costly the mistake is. And I've put together a practical action plan that you can use to get out of this. 90-day plan that you can use to get out of this. So you may have lost money, you may have lost time, you may have lost opportunities, but you've not lost your life. And as long as there is life, there is recovery. The book of Micah says, though I fall, but I shall rise. So you are not finished because you failed. You're only finished because you refuse to rise. And the longer you stay in that position of not starting the process of recovery, the harder it is to recover. Because your body, your brain, your mind gets used to what it does often and often. So when you keep on staying in the position of you've lost it, your mind will get comfortable with the fact that you've lost it, and it will not begin to recognize the opportunities for you to regain. So you need to quickly start moving out of that position. Are you with me? See, I said I've put together something, right? Let me just share before I bring this to a close. Everything I've shared with you this morning is powerful. Everything. But let me be honest with you. Hearing a message is not enough to change your life. Because tomorrow, in fact, 5 minutes after this show, the pressure will come back. Right now, you are feeling happy. You are feeling like you are hopeful again. But when this is over, reality will set in. The confusion may return. And you may go back to the same thinking, the same patterns, the same mistakes that you're trying to run away from. For someone listening this morning, you don't need motivation. What you need is a clear recovery plan. It doesn't matter how much you failed. See, I have failed before. I've failed in quite a number of things. But you know what I've realized about life? The harder you fall, the higher you bounce back. Because those times when I failed, when I bounced back and bounced further beyond the positions I was in before I fell. So it's not exclusive to you. Everybody has failed at some point or the other. Everybody has lost something. Everybody has made the wrong decision. Everybody has failed at something. So what you need isn't just mere motivation. What you need is a recovery plan, a step-by-step system, a guide you can follow when your mind is tired. Because the truth is, when you made the costly mistake, confusion most likely was your biggest enemy. You didn't know where to start or what to fix and how long it will take. And that is why you are not moving. And that is exactly why I've created this ebook that I'm going to share with you. But if you are interested in it, I'm going to share with you. I'll share the number towards the end of the show. You can send a message to if you're interested in it. And I titled it, How to Recover Successfully After Making Very Costly Mistakes in Your Life. How to recover successfully after making very costly mistakes in your life. And this is not a motivation manual. I need you to disabuse your mind. Because if you want that, you can go up on YouTube and you listen to many motivation. This is a recovery manual. So let me share what you're going to get in the ebook. You're going to see the 6-phase reset framework. You're going to see what you have to do immediately after a mistake. You're going to see how to stabilize your life. You're going to see how to rebuild step by step. How to recover from financial loss, from bad decisions, from wasted years, from broken confidence. You're going to see